Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly men's volleyball press conference with head coach Alan Knipe. We will start the press conference with an opening statement from coach, then we'll open it up to questions from the media.
Yeah, it's nice to be back. That was a long trip for us. Obviously, we were in D.C. for two, one against George Mason, one against Long Island, and then traveled over to Penn State and played them. And the nice thing in between that trip, we were able to squeeze out a day to take the guys to D.C. and show them, all the amazing things about the Capitol and the whole area and all the monuments. And I think it was inspiring for them. It's just such an amazing place. It makes you super proud to be an American going there. So I think the guys loved it. I think even our foreign guys, it was eye-opening for them. I think they really enjoyed it. So it was a great day. But but the trip, I think the trip was really, really good for us. I've said it many times that getting on the road early in the season is a big advantage and a way of developing some camaraderie with the guys and some culture and some time together and meals together and travel together, videos, sessions in the hotel. You get a little more opportunity to spend time with one another. And I think what it really does is it kind of gets you in the present that this is the 23 team. It's not last year's, it's not next year's, it is this year's team. And I really enjoyed spending so much time with the guys. I thought we played really well at times, especially I thought our blocking defense was really good the whole trip. I think offensively we were good. There was highs and lows to individual performances at times, but all in all there was a lot of really good stuff. I thought both nights in D.C. we played well. Against two good teams. Long Island had just beat George Mason and has had some nice wins, and then George Mason is a good team, a very well coached team, and they got some sticks that take some big swings. And I thought we did a good job of the games were really close until about 10, and then we made a nice run in each set, and a lot of that was with our blocking defense and our serving. When we got to Penn State, I thought that was a great test for our guys on the road. We're in the middle of a big snowstorm, stuff that we don't deal with out here, and against a really good team who has a couple of guys on that team who are 6-year seniors, and another really well-coached team, but more importantly, just some really good physical guys, middles that can jump, good arms on the outside, a really good, talented senior setter. And we didn't play a great first set. We played okay. I thought Penn State played a really good first set. And then to come back and win 3 sets, all deuce, was really a testament to how hard our guys have been working to get better. And we're nowhere close, and that wasn't a perfect match. But it was definitely a match where we were able to flex some of our grit when we needed it. And I thought some guys played really, really well in the Penn State match. I thought Spencer Olivier was really, really good in that match. I thought Clark Godbold, who wasn't 100% on that trip and came out and played great, and Mason Briggs, who was battling being sick most of the trip and just found a way to tough it out and was great. I thought he did a great job offensively for us in that match or in those matches. I thought our middles on the entire trip were really, really good offensively, and I think Simon was exceptionally good at the net blocking balls for us. So all that being said, that's kind of yesterday's news, and we get into prepping for a new week and have Loyola coming in this weekend, and here we go. It's Monday, and we'll get started with our guys on us and a little bit of them and see if we can be better this weekend.
Coach, I know you said that last week was yesterday's news, but in that match against Penn State, there were a couple of instances where you were down 21-17, 21-18 in sets 2 and 3, and then you also faced a set point for Penn State in sets 3 and 4. How are you all able to turn the tide against a talented Penn State team on the road, and what's the building block going into this week?
Well, I mean, it's never easy, and it's easy to talk about it, and it's easy to say what you will do in those situations. But in reality, in volleyball, if you look at it, the percentages are on the side of the team that's siding out. So if you are down by 1 and you're siding out, if you focus on what you can do on that side of the ball, you have a good chance of siding out and tying the game back up. So we do a lot of things in our gym, in our training, that puts our guys in a situation where we're constantly down one and having to side out. Maybe the drill starts at 19, 20, and it goes to win by 2 at 25. But at some point they've got to tie it up, and then they've got to find some points to take advantage and get ahead in the game. So I love the fact when we get put in these situations that we have the composure late to just stick to what we do. Let's worry about siding out. We'll get points when we can, but let's just keep siding out, spin the dial, and give our block and defense opportunities, because we really believe a lot in our block and defense and our serving that will create some points. In that situation, it's a great test at this time of the year. It's a really, really good team, and more than anything, it was the composure, because Penn State's a very good serving team, and it put some pressure on us, and not every time we had a side out when it was tight was a good pass situation. So I thought we were great, whether it was Aiden setting the ball or our non-setters setting the ball, of getting a swing, and I thought our pin hitters did a great job of giving us a chance to side out. So we're growing in that area. We're nowhere close to the team we want to be, but I think the short answer, I guess, to wrap it up, would just be really composed. I was impressed with their composure and their ability to execute what we train in real-time competition. So that's really what it comes down to.
And I know you do this trip a lot, but how important was it this year that, because the national championships, I'm not saying that we're looking too far ahead, but this could be a trip that can help maybe this team? How important would it be for this team to have already experienced that side of the country?
Well, that's obviously why you do it. You do it with the end in mind, and there's no guarantees, but you do it with the end in mind, so there's familiarity with the area, the campus, and hopefully you put yourself in a situation later on which is a ton of work between now and then, and nothing's easy. But if you were to put yourself in that situation, you get there and it's like, this is comfortable. We've been here before. We kind of know the lay of the land, and here we go. So yeah, I think there's an advantage to it, but it's only this much. The amount of work is this much, and we'll focus on the work right now.
Obviously, having your pin hitters like Spencer, Clark, and Sotiris is big time, but how pivotal will your middles be going into this week and going forward, just because you have a good middle blocking duo or trio, or even quartet?
Yeah, I actually think we're really talented in the middle, and I think that Simon and Shane have done a great job. But we have a couple of guys that are playing really, really well in practice, that with Grant Maroki and De'Aris McRaven and Derek Owens, these guys are doing a really, really good job in practice. So we've put a lot of emphasis on that part of the game. We want to be a team that has balance to our offense and distribution, and it starts in the middle of the court. So, I think that they have been not only, a lot of times middle blockers are really good first ball, where you pass that hit, and it drops off tremendously in transition after you dig a ball. And our guys have been great of being available in trans. Their numbers are really good in trans, and I think Aiden's done a great job keeping balance to the offense, and that's the goal. So hopefully we can find a way to keep pushing the production and the routes that those middles run, so it's not predictable and it's stressful.
Another pretty good spread of offense as well. I mean, how would you say you can assess Aiden and really just the offense in general in terms of just spreading the offense and being equal and not being unpredictable? Yeah,
it's it's something you always want to do. At times, in the past, especially last year, there was times that was difficult. We really struggled health-wise in the middle. We played whoever was healthy, which means that when you're playing whoever is just healthy in matches, that means they're probably not getting a lot of reps in practice. And then, we also had with Alex on the team last year, a player that was demanded a lot of sets, was killing a lot of sets, and getting we got a lot of return out of him. So it became, for lots of reasons, it became what it was. And it was never the goal to be like that, but it was definitely played out to be like that. I equated a lot to kind of like having Shaq on your team. You're not going to probably be the most dynamic three-point shooting offense balanced team, at least back in his heyday, when you could go to the low post and score at will. But a lot of where we are right now is development and growth. We got a lot of guys with a lot more experience and confidence. We're significantly deeper, healthier, and getting a lot more work and practice in the middle of the court. And I think you're starting to see that. And obviously Aiden, and that means Aiden included, right? You bring up Aiden, his development and his reps and what he's working on and what he wants his offense to look like. We're able to work on that a lot more in our training gym, which hopefully transfers over into our competition gym.
And then this week you play Loyola, which is undefeated, and now the schedule's starting to pick up as you faced your first-ranked opponent last week. You've got another one this week, and then you've got a couple more for next week, but we're not going to get into that. What's it going to take to overcome some of these tough and talented opponents, and how big are the next few weeks as conference play is right around the corner?
Yeah, this February is always like this in our schedule. We always have teams that are pretty talented and not always just regional. A lot of times it ends up being kind of regional non-conference, but we have some national non-conference as well. But yeah, good teams playing well-coached teams coming here feeling confident, and that's exactly what we need as we build up for what the Big West will be like. So yeah, I think our guys are excited for what the month brings, and we'll do a good job, I think, this week of not letting the month be the conversation and letting this week be the conversation. But yeah, I expect, when I look at the schedule for the month, I expect all the teams that are coming in here to be talented, balanced teams, well-coached teams, and coming in here and wanting to play well. And that's exactly what the challenge needs to be for our guys. If we're truly going to learn from wins and, you can win. You can take as much from wins and losses, but on the wins that we've had, if we're really taking the lesson learned and applying it to training and getting better for the next weekend, you want that to be against teams that are also playing a good brand of volleyball, so it pushes you to be better. So we're excited about playing, this week, and this is the only match we have this week, and this is where 100% of our focus will be. And let's go.
I don't remember talking too much today about service pressure, but I just want to know if it's something that is solid right now that you're not looking to press too much this week, or is it something that is a focus this week? And I know it's a focus every day.
For our serving, you're talking.
Yeah, your own service pressure. How has it been?
It's been really good. It's been good. There's been some highs and lows, but by and large, it's been very good. When you look at the total points scored and you look at the error percentage versus point scoring numbers that we have, we like where we're at right now. But it's never going to be, whether or not you get to the last game of the season, you're still going to want some more time to work on it. That's just the way the block and defense and serving side of the game works. But yeah, it's something that we want to continue to build, and we want teams to feel that pressure with each guy that goes behind the end line, that it's going to be a struggle to pass the ball, hopefully, and it won't always be like that. But if we can get as many guys as we can like that, and as many guys within a match as we can like that, obviously it puts a great amount of stress on the serve-receive side. But as the year goes on, we will get better and better at it. We will learn more who can do what. We learn more of what kind of serve, what location they serve from along the end line, who's serving well off the bench, so that we can spell some guys during a match with guys that are serving really well that week or that 2 weeks in practice, so that we're constantly trying to make teams feel that stress, which is, there's no secret to that. That's what everyone's going to try to do against us as well. So there's a kind of a balance of that. We're trying to do that. At the same time, we're trying to continue every week to make sure that our passing group, whether it's 3-man or 4-man with Clark, is with handling the constant rise of the stress teams are trying to put on us with their serving, so that we can be in rhythm, siding out as much as we possibly can. So yeah, service pressure in the men's game is always something that's on an upward climb, hopefully towards the end of the season.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.